Welcome back to Picky React Conversations with our experts, your decryption key to the future of cryptography. And the journey continues. In this new series, we go deeper into the world of post-quantum cryptography. We bring you fresh perspectives, new discoveries, and the latest developments from inside the Picky React project. This time around, our experts take you behind the scenes of real pilot deployments, share the results and lessons learned from our ongoing exploration activities, present the first outcomes and findings from our project research, and tackle the legal landscape surrounding the post-quantum transition. Because securing the future isn't just a technical challenge, but it's a regular too. The Picky React project, funded by the European Union's Horizon program, remains on its mission to design, develop, and validate a framework for a faster and smoother transition from classical to post-quantum cryptography, across a wide variety of contexts and usage domains. From cryptographic agility to PQC migration paths, and from validation tools to real quantum computer testing, the work is very much alive and evolving. So, join us once again as we sit down with our project experts to explore the passing world of quantum threats, cryptographic innovation, and how Picky React continues to pave the way for a more secure and post-quantum future. My name is Marvara Bazzaid, and I'm one of the communication and dissemination experts of Astral. So, without further ado, let's start. Okay, hello. So today we are with David Domingo from Indra, and we will have a discussion on the Picky React pilot on PQC for smart grid applications. So, hello, David.
Hello, Marva.
Okay, so let's start with the first question. Smart meters are everywhere in our homes and cities, but most of us never think about their security. What challenges is the pilot trying to solve, and why is it so important?
Well, I think that the security in this environment can be seen mainly from two standpoints. One is privacy. At some point, the info from the meters required for the billing reveals some privacy-related info when we are at home, when we are using what appliances, these kind of things. From the very security standpoint, for instance, usually the utilities can switch power supply if you are not paying your bill. And this is something performed at the DLMS level, and this is the quantum safe that we are tracking in the project. If an attacker can choose what mass meter to disconnect, or if an attacker can try a massive cutoff, that is clearly a security concern. Of course, we can think about other security-related issues more at utility level. Just for instance, an attacker can make the smart meter to cut the billing by 50%, which is something relevant for the utilities.
Okay, perfect. So then can you please tell us why quantum computing is, even though it's still something that many people associate with a distant future, why is it important for the energy sector to be prepared for the quantum shifts?
Okay, from a very general standpoint, quantum computer will for sure provide some relevant inputs to the smart grid sectors. For instance, to improve services at network level optimization and so on. Considering the security, it will imply considering in the short and medium term the implication of risking the DLMS layer, the topic that we are tackling in our use case. But also in other network layers, for instance, on data concentrators upwards, and not only technical challenges, but also regulatory and standardization ones, implications on decryptability and so on.
Okay, perfect. Let's now move on the solution. Can you tell us how will the pilot be tested, maybe by giving us a few details or examples?
Yeah, sure. In the Picky React, we are tackling this in two fronts. In the work package related with the pilots, we're in contact with real utilities trying to get real data from current operational deployments that might help to have initial impact extrapolations on the post-quantum crypto adoption. On the other side, on the open call work package, we are getting real data of the impact of going to post-quantum crypto in real processors similar to the ones used in real smart meters with low capacity processing and so on.
Okay, and how will the pilot help solve the challenges that you described earlier?
I think that the most relevant thing here is raising awareness of this issue in the real actors, utilities, smart meter manufacturers, and making sure that they are aware that this is something to start to work right now.
Okay, and which solution will be generated through this pilot implementation?
First, the very project deliverables with the use case data from the utilities and the open calls with the processors post-quantum real performance tests. Then, as previously mentioned, the awareness raised on the smart grid environment. We expect that this really helps to start the real standards modification, estimate possible operational impact, these kind of things.
Okay, thank you very much for all this information. And let's move on to the real-world impact. What are the foreseen impact or benefits of this pilot on the main PQReact stakeholders and in general in the EU citizens? Which result from this pilot will ensure a smooth transition to the quantum era?
The expected impact is somehow quite really simple. Help the smart grid to be operated under the same security and performance constraints that it is being operated today. And regarding the smooth transition, I think that the main point is something that we have already mentioned, facilitating the required actions from several actors right from now.
Okay, thank you very much, and we would really like to have a short reflection from you. So maybe if you can share a few thoughts about what this pilot has taught you, any key takeaways, and where do you see this sector heading in the years to come?
For me, the key point is something that was somehow expected. It is not an easy task to convey that sense of urgency in every environment. We have found that it was not so easy to get to the right teams and make them pay attention to something relevant, but seem as something for the next 5 or 10 years.
Okay, thank you very much for being us today, and really hope to have you in one of our upcoming podcasts, especially in the PQ Next project. And thank you very much for today.
Thank you very much.